Morning. Today we are going to talk about the major theoretical principles of Thorndike's trial and error method of learning that summarize the theory actually. So in our last class we already talked about the meaning of the method, that is the trial and error method of learning, and the stages of this method. And now we are proceeding with these 4 points. Those are actually the summary of this theory. So here the first one is learning involves trial and error or selection and connection. So we can say that Thorndike named the learning of his experimental cat as trial and error method of learning. He maintained that learning is the stepping in of the correct responses and stemming out of the incorrect responses through a process of trial and error. In trying to find out correct incorrect responses through a process of trial and error, it is very difficult to find out the correct responses. So sometimes in trying to find out the correct responses or correct solution, the cat made many false attempts inside the cage. It committed error upon error before it hit upon the correct move. In the subsequent trials, it tried to avoid the erroneous moves and to repeat the correct manner of manipulating the latch. Thorndike termed this as learning by selecting and connecting, as it provides an opportunity for the selection of the proper responses and to connect or associate them with adequate stimuli. So here the learning involves trial and error or selection and connection. Actually, Thorndike termed this as learning by selecting and connecting, as it provides an opportunity for the selection of the proper responses and to connect or associate them with adequate stimulus. That is, in case of response, there are random movement actually done by the cat inside the cage that are known as the responses, and the stimuli is the cat's performance or at the cat perception to come out from the cage. Or you can say that in simple manner, the latch is the stimuli or the cat is the stimuli actually, and the response is the movements done by the cat inside the cage. Okay, so again the next is learning is the result of the formation of connection. Here, according to Thorndike, learning is the result of the formation of a connection in the nervous system between the stimuli and the response. Thorndike writes that learning is connecting. The mind is man's connection system. He believes that there is a definite association between sense, impression, impulse, and action. This association is named a bond or connection, since it is the strengthening or weakening of these bonds or connections which results in the making or breaking of habits. Thorndike's system is sometimes called bond of psychology or just connectionism. Again, the next one is learning is incremental, not insightful. Though his experiments, Thorndike concluded that learning performance is dependent upon the number of trials or opportunities fulfilled by the learner. As we go on increasing the number of trials or practice, our performance gradually improves. Thorndike termed such improvement in performance as incremental, and so concluded that learning is always incremental. And the last one, that is learning is direct, not mediated by ideas. It is actually directed, or it is direct, because Thorndike did not acknowledge any rule to cognition in the process of learning. He asserted that learning is direct and is not mediated by thinking, reasoning, or any such types of mental functions. He establishing a simple connection between sensory stimuli and appropriate responses, and does not involve mediation by any ideas, reasoning, or thinking, exemplifying his views, that is Thorndike's views or rights. Or we can say that Thorndike asserted that learning is direct and maintained that learning is a simple semi-mechanical phenomenon. So it is about the main actually principles which is summarize the theory. First one is learning involves trial and error or selection and connection, and that means learning mainly if you will try to do some such a work related to your example or related to in any specific area, maybe it's your examination or either some other exams or related to your activities like playing games, etc. So this is all about the major theoretical principles that summarize the theory of learning. And the next, that is the main characteristics of trial and error method of learning. Trial and error method of learning is a gradual and mechanical process. So this method is actually gradual, it's mechanical process till that time when you're not able to complete or find out the task or complete the task, or where your error is 0, you have to follow these rules. Repetition is a soul of this method. So repetition or repeated to do some task is very important in this method, because exercise or repetition practice is very important regarding this method of learning. Human and animal both learn through his blind mechanical method of learning. So this blind mechanical method means you have to follow anyhow without your own perception, without your own thinking. You just follow someone's idea, someone's rule. That is blind mechanical method of learning, which is actually applying in case of a human as well as in case of animal too. In this method, wrong attempts or error attempts are gradually decreased because of maximum trials or different types of trials, or whenever you will not complete the task or that situation, you have to follow some attempts, and slowly your wrong attempts and error attempts are gradually decreased. It is a very simple method of learning, and it is very simple because you have to just try, and slowly errors are decreased. Next one is this method is not related to intellectual activity. To do this method, your mind, your mental activity, mental performance is not important. Only your physical activity, physical performance is very much important for the class, actually for do the work. The next one is laws of learning. The first one is the law of readiness. So the law of readiness mainly say that if you are going to do some task, before to complete or before to do that task or before give your participation, give your effort to that task, you must be physically mentally ready to complete the task. So this is the law of readiness. Before doing any task, for example, when just assume that after 1 week you have exam, so before your examination you must ready to do the exam by physically and mentally. And the next one is law of exercise. Exercise means repetition or practicing. So before going to do some work, you must be complete your task by exercising or practicing. Actually for your examination you have to prepare your before the exam, and that is exercise. And before playing cricket you have to exercise, you have to practice, and you have to go for another different types of activities to complete your practice or exercises, because after exercise or after practice you will go for playing or you are going for attempt your examination. The next one is law of effect. After giving the examination you have find out some result. So the law of effect mainly shows the effect, that is the result of your activities. So the laws of learning actually given by Thorndike, that is based on only these 3 laws. These 3 laws are very important, that before going to do any work you must be ready, and after ready you have to do exercise, and after exercise maybe you will, it's based on your performance you will get the effect. That is effect is maybe you will attempt the examination, that is also effect, or after giving the examination you will get the result, that is also effect. Mainly readiness means your physical or mental preparation. Exercise means the practice which is actually done by you to do some task, and the law of effect is nothing but the activity which actually you are doing, or the physical or mental presentation towards any work, that is effect. So this is all about the today's class. So in our next class we will proceed with these laws of learning with very defined manner. So thank you till then, bye bye.